I am doing another video related to TV shows, which I don't even know if you want to see, especially because I never talk about like currently popular TV shows, but this is what I want to make and there's nothing you can do about it, so just let me be. Trust me, I'm going through some stuff right now. Like, my classes started, I'm really stressed, I like haven't taken a shit in 5 days. There's a lot going on here, okay? So just please let me be. Trust me, you do not want to test me, you do not want to push my buttons. Take a Walkman. That is a song by Tiny Me Gang. I just now realized that I reference Cody and Noel in every single one of my videos. But my favorite line from that song, I need to talk about this right now. My favorite line from that song is actually when Noel says, "Speaking Spanish to the valet." It sounds so good, which can actually be connected to today's topic because it's in Spanish. So Mexican soap operas. That is today's topic. I just now realized that that line is not from the same song that I'm thinking of. Now, I don't know where you grew up or when, but when I was growing up and learning how to read so I could watch TV shows with subtitles, there was this one show that defined me. Now, often I say that like this and that defined me, made me into the person I am today, but most of the time I'm just like exaggerating, but this defined me. So in the future, when I like say that something made me into the person I am today, I am lying, okay? I just like did at one point in my life. This is the reason I am who I am today, and I am talking about the Mexican soap opera Rebelde. So I recently did a little bit of spring cleaning. It is November. What I was trying to say is that I was cleaning out my closet and I found this, and then I found this, and then I found this. And then I found, just kidding, I only have 3 DVDs, not because I stopped buying them, but because they stopped selling them. Now, if you don't know what this is, Rebelde is basically a Mexican soap opera that came out in like the early 2000s and was insanely popular in many countries around the world, Serbia included. And if you don't know what it's about, essentially there is no plot. It kind of just like exists. Honestly, the plot is nothing special. It was just about like a bunch of rich spoiled brats in a boarding school, and like everyone fucks everyone, just like your regular teen drama basically. But I'm just so emotionally attached to this show because this was my first favorite show of my life, and I don't know, I just want to talk about it today because like if I'm filming a video, that gives me an excuse to not go to class, and that is all I want right now. Just do not go to class. And I also had to cut it down a lot because the DVD is 5 hours long, and this is like, these 3 DVDs are only the first season. This one DVD is 1/3 of the first season. This show also, by the way, has 400 plus episodes in total. And I watched this one 5-hour long DVD 3 times while preparing for this video. That is 15 hours. Fuck that. Okay, I spent 15 hours watching this. Okay, I just now realized that I need to introduce you to the characters first before we begin with this, because I approach this with a mindset that everyone knows about this show, which, as shocking as it may sound to me, may not be true. So yeah, here we go. Real fast, these are the main characters. So Mia, Roberta, Lupita, Miguel, Diego, Giovanni. These are the main 6 characters, and basically the main story in this show is the 6 of them having a band, which they need to hide from the school authorities because apparently having a band in this school is against the rules. Now, these 2 are endgame. These 2 are endgame. Both of these couples had an enemies to lovers story. These 2 are meant to be, and these 2 are meant to break up. Honestly, they have absolutely nothing in common besides both of them having daddy issues. Also, these 2, Lupita and Giovanni, they are supposedly one of the main characters as well because they are in this band, but they have absolutely 0 screen time. Now, we gotta get over the best friends too because they're also important. So Mia's friends are Selena and Vico, even though they kind of all secretly hate each other and always talk behind each other's back, but never mind. Now, Roberta's friends are Lupita and Jose Lujan. Now, Lujan, this bitch listens to Sweater Weather, okay? I know that, she knows that, moving on. Miguel's friends are Nico, who kind of has a thing with Lupita, but his parents are against it, and Theo, who has exactly 2 seconds of screen time in this DVD. And this is the scene. And then like later on in the show, it has a big glow up, or that is, he gets a haircut and takes off his glasses. And then like everyone suddenly starts liking him and talking to him, and he gets more screen time. And lastly, Diego's friends are Giovanni and Tomas. Yeah, I got nothing interesting about these. Okay, that's it. So now you know the characters. let's watch the show. So the show begins at Elite Way School with like a graduation show of some sort, which the students prepare for their parents, and Mia, which is one of our main characters, is about to perform with her group, but her dad didn't make it in time for the show, so she decides to show us what kind of kids we will be dealing with in the show by stripping in the middle of the performance in front of other parents. I mean, honestly, good for her, kinda. I mean, my anxiety could never. And so she's taking off her clothes, and she's the most popular girl in the school. So that idea just inspires everyone and starts spreading like a virus in the audience. Too soon. And every student in the audience gets up and starts taking off their clothes as well. Is he about to take off his clothes? Oh, he's leaving. Okay. I was about to say, like, let's go, Señor Bustamante. So yeah, the parents are mad, the girls are naked, and that is the opening scene of Rebelde. And I would just like to ask, at which point exactly did my 10-year-old ass decide? See, now this is iconic. I will be basing my whole personality on this show from now on. I mean, I still kind of think it's iconic. Honestly, who am I kidding? Mia? Thank you. The next day we have a new student coming in, and that is the one, the only Roberta. Very conveniently holding a Red Bull to hide the actual label, and I respect that. Every creative work is like 60% of actual creative work and 40% of trying to avoid copyright, so I understand and I respect. Now, Roberta is, how should I say this, like the blueprint of I'm not like other girls type. You know, she's mad at her mom for putting her in this elite boarding school for no actual reason, honestly. She just doesn't want to agree with her mom about anything, and she just naturally thinks that she's more mature than the rest of the people in her class.
¿Tienen tu misma edad, Roberta? Física, no mental. Yo soy años luz de ellos.
You know, just like the typical behavior of like a 15-year-old. Actually, I don't even know how old they are in this show. Probably something close. So maybe this is realistic. And just in time, Mia and Selena approach her to introduce themselves. They exchange a few words and just immediately, you know, hit it off and become really close friends.
Saluda a estas niñas tan lindas, Roberta, por favor. Hola.
Just like really close.
Oye, perdón que te lo diga, pero no sé, como que siento que tu mamá no te quiere mucho, ¿verdad? Pues es que te compra ropa medio feíta.
Really nice conversation, full of smiling, it's happy, cheerful. Yeah, it's been 15 minutes. We already have our first set of enemies, which sadly did not develop into an enemies to lovers story. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Imagine if Mia and Roberta dated. Oh. While Roberta is getting to know the school, all the way in Monterrey, Miguel is about to go on a trip to said school. Now, the story behind Miguel is that his dad died because of Franco Colucci, who is the person responsible for the school turning into an OnlyFans the night before, so Mia's dad. And Miguel is basically explaining that to the 3 extras we have here, or his friends. Sorry, no, they are extras. The middle one is literally looking at the camera. And Miguel basically got like a scholarship, and he's planning a revenge on Franco through Mia somehow, and he's not telling his mom that he's going to this school. Yeah, honestly, everything about this revenge thing is still so confusing to me to this day, because I don't think they ever really explained how exactly did he plan on doing everything. I'm guessing they just needed something in order to have an enemies to lovers story between Mia and Miguel, because kids always enjoy semi-toxic relationships, but they never really explained how exactly did he plan on revenging his father's death. So everything about this is still so vague, but there you go, that's his story. So Miguel finally gets to the school, and then we have an iconic scene of Mia and Miguel seeing each other for the first time. Let's dissect this. So Mia is looking at herself, per usual, and then stops. Miguel is standing there talking to someone, probably asking for directions because he's the new kid, even though he is pointing to something, making it seem like he's the one giving the directions, but never mind. He turns around, and there she is.
Es dolor. Es dolor el saber que lo nuestro se puede terminar, porque simple sencillamente nunca he sabido actuar. Y sé que mueres por mí, vives por mí y nunca me has dejado atrás, aunque sabes que a veces yo soy solo miedo. Enséñame.
Why did I turn around so many times? Just like show it once, you know, maybe twice from 2 angles. This is the same angle. Why are you using all the tries you took? That's my question. Oh, I love this show. They didn't give a fuck. Then the whole school decides to go on a school trip to, I shade you not, I also literally can't do that, but a whole last resort of some sort to just let you know once again that they have rich parents. And the reason I'm mentioning this school trip is because the events happening at this school trip actually inspired, a couple years later in 2007, inspired two people named Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage to pitch a new TV show to CW Network, which will later be known as Gossip Girl, where we will be introduced to Dan Humphrey, or young Joe Goldberg, who will then, like 10 years later, turn real psycho and start stalking a bunch of girls and killing everyone related to them, and will then in the end up dating the hottest woman alive, Love, or Victoria Peretti. And none of this would happen if it weren't for this one school trip in season 1 of Rebelde. Now, all of this is true, but also don't look any of this up. Yeah, basically they go on a school trip and it turns into some Gossip Girl shit, like before Gossip Girl even existed. You know, someone is writing anonymous letters about like who is cheating on who is a bad friend, who kissed who, and the answer to all of those questions are Mia and her friend Vico. And one of the main stories in those letters ends up being that Mia and Diego were seen kissing at some party. That was a problem because Diego at the time was dating Vico, who was Mia's best friend. But actually what had happened was that Diego was drunk and Mia saw him. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Before I tell you what happened, how about we play a little game? So picture this. You're staying at a resort with your school friends and you see one of your friends drunk and you try to get him to his room. But oh no, the annoying principal's daughter sees you. So what do you do in order to make her leave? And because for some reason she can't know that Diego is drunk. So in order to make her leave and believe that Diego is sober, do you A, ignore her because why would she care what's going on between you and Diego and get Diego to his room? Do you B, laugh out loud and pretend like Diego is making a joke? That would also require Diego to have a sense of humor, so I guess B is very debatable. Or C, tell the noisy bitch to mind her own business. Well, guess what Mia did? None of the above. She decided it would be the best if she kissed him, because that's not suspicious at all. Like, where's the logic? Also, I think you can tell who the Gossip Girl is by now. So also, what's up with randomly kissing people in order to act casual when someone else is around? I hate it in movies in general, but it happened way too many times in the show. Like, what happened to just talking? I mean, if you're like a couple, then randomly making out wherever is okay. No one wants to see it, but like, I guess it's okay. But Mia and Diego, really? And that's not gonna raise any questions. The only time kissing someone in order to draw less attention to yourself was a real option in the show was when Miguel was running away from, like, basically it wasn't in this DVD, by the way, it was in the second one, I think. I just remembered it now, but basically like Miguel got dragged into like a cult that existed in the school. So yeah, Miguel got dragged in a cult and he was running away from them because they were a cult and they wanted to kill him, and then he just like saw Mia, grabbed her and kissed her, and they, like, the cult leaders just ran past him. What the fuck? Oh, one more thing about the Gossip Girl part. So at one point Diego thinks Roberta is the Gossip Girl with no actual evidence, really. He just thinks that because her mom is a celebrity, so like that automatically means that Roberta has a degree in journalism or something because her mom appears in magazines a lot.
Esto parece un chisme de revista de espectáculos. ¿Y quién de aquí es la única persona que está relacionada con el espectáculo?
Roberta. Claro.
You know, just like your casual, dumb, rich boy logic. And because she's now the alleged Gossip Girl, he decides to punish her by literally trying to drown her. Like, hey, someone saw me kiss a girl that is not my girlfriend when I was drunk and decided to tell that to the whole school, and now because I'm just so embarrassed and scared of what my dad will think of me, even though his own dad once hired a girl to date him and sleep with him because he thought that Diego was still a virgin. So I don't think misogynistic Señor Bustamante would even mind Diego having a side chick, but never mind. But in order to clear my name, even though my girlfriend forgave me, I have to punish the person who wrote those things. I have no physical proof it was her, but I'm also just like secretly so turned on every time I see her, and she made sure to let me know she hates my guts. So now if I can't have her, I'm gonna have to make her pay, because that's not problematic at all. So he pushed her in the water and she can't swim and that's so like people are jumping in the water to help her, right? And he just shouts, "Oh, I'll help her," and then says the following: "Leave her there. I am coming. Don't you dare to help her. Don't you dare. This is my rescue mission. I am the one who pushed her, so I will be the one to save her. Me. Leave her there. Do not touch her. Even if you can help her, do not touch her. I will save her." Also, another thing. Gossip Girl wrote how Selena has a crush on Miguel, right? Which, I mean, get in line, sister. Like, who doesn't? And Miguel, because he cares about Selena and in order to, like, make her feel less embarrassed, he said how he likes Selena too, and, like, Gossip Girl did him a favor or something. And then for the next dozen of episodes, the two of them are in a relationship where Selena adores him and he is just scared of confrontation, so he just doesn't say anything. And then one night he finally tells her that he doesn't like her in that way and he just wants to be friends, and she threatens him by trying to jump off the balcony. Why is every relationship in the show toxic? But they break up in the end and he ends up dating Vico for a while, but then he is threatened by the local school cult, so they break up because he's scared for Vico's safety. I'm not gonna go in depth with that relationship because I don't think Vico deserves any attention because she's kind of a bad friend to everyone, but I'm purely mentioning this because I want to show you the scene when they first like started talking and like flirting. So check this out. God damn it, Henry. The ad was for an extra. You were supposed to be in the background, not steal the spotlight. I love how they just like kept that in. Like, I am convinced they filmed this show all in one take and just said like, you know what, we'll work with it. Like, we have 400 episodes to film. We do not have time for multiple takes, and it's not like anyone's gonna remember it. Psych, bitch. All right, now comes the little kid part, which is bizarre. So I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible, so pay attention, okay? So Diego gets drunk one day and crashes his car, and because of that he has to do a little bit of community service because his dad is rich and he is privileged and he doesn't get to go to court or be suspended or expelled or really have any actual punishment. So he has to, I think, teach football to some kids in some orphanage.
¿Qué hacen ahí parados? Vayan a jugar.
Wow. He's really good at this. But then one kid throws a ball at him and he decides to, again, really control his anger and let it all out on a child. And then the kid's brother arrives and naturally defends his brother from a fucking teenager. Like, find someone your own age, Diego. I know your intellectual abilities are maybe close to the kid you're hitting, but that still doesn't give you any right to do that. I am sorry. I really don't like Diego because the actor who plays him talked shit about the rest of the cast a few years ago, or at least I think he did. Okay, so here's the thing. So this is all alleged information because I do not speak Spanish, but I also kind of have B1 level in it, but I also only read the title of that article. But if it's true, then like, we already have Zac Efron rejecting High School Musical. We don't need a Mexican version of that, okay? You're really not that special. Get over yourself. And then the kid's brother is thrown in jail by Diego's dad, I think, and then the kid is left alone, even though he was, I think, in an orphanage just a scene before that, but I think they forgot about that part when they wrote the jail scene. Then Roberta asks her friend reporter for some dirt on Diego as revenge for nearly drowning her, which honestly, fair, understandable. I get it. I totally get it. I'll give her that. And because we're still working on that enemies to lovers story, you know, always gotta keep up with that. The reporter tells Roberta to meet him at his place, and when Roberta arrives, she is given a note and the kid. The kid is the dirt this man has on Diego because he's a part of some investigation or something, right? And then, take this, Roberta has to take care of the kid. Why? Like, where is the orphanage at this point? So because she's in school, she finds some trailer and puts Marcelino, which is the name of the kid, there, and then like keeps bringing him food every day. But Diego, of course, finds out about Marcelino because why the fuck not at this point? So they make a deal. Diego won't tell anyone about Marcelino if he can come to that trailer a few days a week and practice playing his guitar, which is the first time we hear anything music related in the show. And the only real plot of the show is the six of them having a band. So to make a long story short, Marcelino accepts the offer, tells Roberta about that. She then plants a tape recorder in the trailer and record Diego's rehearsal and then play that rehearsal to the whole class. I'm sorry, here's a piece of advice. How about you tell him you like him? How about that? Are you in 5th grade? What is this? And you, out of everyone, say that you're the mature one in the class? Get your head out of your ass, Roberta. I can't believe she was my idol when I was 5. And then in high school, I was the same bitch as her. I thought I was better than everyone else. I mean, that's because I was, but I'm kidding. And then the gossip girl of the school, Pilar, finds out about Marcelino. He gets kicked out of school's property. And then Roberta's mom's assistant ends up adopting the kid. So that's that story. And then obviously Roberta finds out that it was Pilar who told the school about Marcelino and ends up fighting her. So it turns out Roberta and Diego have more in common than I thought. They both have daddy issues and need aggression management training. Talk about couple goals, am I right? And with Diego's musical talent revealed, we finally begin the story of forming the band. So Nico, Miguel's friend, owns a club, and basically one night the whole school decided to go out to check out the club, but for some reason no one brought any money to pay for the drinks because I guess they're just so used to everything already being paid for them or something. So Mia, Diego, Roberta, and Miguel held a little concert instead of paying for the drinks, and they sang Diego's songs, whose lyrics they didn't know until a few seconds before performing, and we know that because Diego gave them a paper with the lyrics, but they still sang it perfectly and even divided the song so that everyone had a verse to sing. But it's fine, you know, movie magic, I get it. What I don't get is why do I hear Giovanni's voice when he's not even on the stage, and why is Miguel lip syncing to Giovanni's voice? Like, why didn't they just include him on the stage? I don't get it. The song is Solo Quererte en Silencio, and Giovanni has a full ass verse in it. Like, just, I don't, choose a different song or something. Like, why do you not care about the details, please? Giovanni sings in every song, now that I think about it. But for a reason though. I mean, he adds the flavor in the songs, and that is a fact. Without him, they're just a band that was created from a soap opera that continued to like perform because I'm guessing good money or something, I hope at least. With him, they are worldwide sensations that had a concert in Belgrade that I wanted to go to, but my mom didn't let me because I was literally a 10-year-old. Giovanni is the secret ingredient. Well, after the performance, the club wanted them to perform again because they loved them. So Miguel and Nico host an audition for only Roberta, and she already sang with them the night before, so why an audition now? But anyways, so basically an audition with only one contestant, Roberta. Can you guess who won the spot in the band? Well, Selena somehow. I mean, Roberta too, but for some reason Selena is in the band as well, but I don't have a scene of them asking her, so we're just gonna believe them on that. And finally, we have our band. So Miguel, Roberta, Diego, and Selena. And no Mia, because Roberta said so.
Pero Mia, olvídense.
So the day of the show comes, and oh no, Selena's not here because she got mad at Mia because Mia asked Giovanni to date Selena out of pity. Listen, we're not gonna talk about that. That is some middle school bullshit. I cannot. We're gonna skip that part. But guess who is here? Mia, to replace her, because of course Selena cannot have a single good thing happen to her in the show. First, the constant fat shaming, not only by Roberta but by her best friends too. Then the Miguel thing, now she's in the band, but except psych, she really wasn't in the band from the beginning. How convenient. So they beg Mia to join them and save them, and guess what else? She knows the lyrics to the songs they're singing, to original songs they're singing. Isn't that, like, how does she know that? Isn't that a bit concerning? That's like every psycho roommate movie ever. And you know she wants to join the band already. Like, first she sings your songs, the next thing you know, she'll start dressing like you steal your identities. Like, come on, let's use our brains for once, guys, okay? Or at least all of you that have a brain. Diego's head is sweet. Or, I mean, at least if not the psycho roommate story, the other option is that she'll join the band and become the most popular member, right? Which is literally what happened in real life too. Yeah, I mean, she was the main one in the band. I mean, every band has a main character. We all know that. She was the main character in this band. I don't care what you say. She's saying the most. She was the main one, and you know it. And then in the middle of the show, Giovanni and Lupita join the band because they are feeling the beat and like to sing, I guess. Or at least that's what I think they like. Honestly, this is like their 4th appearance since the 1st episode. Yeah, Giovanni and Lupita, 1/3 of the band, are maybe side characters in this show. Maybe, like if they're lucky, on a good day. So they join and have a solo each, as they should, and that's how the band was made, and the rest is history. Also, this is another reason why I'm so convinced that they filmed all of this in one take, or maybe 2 takes max, and just use all of the footage. Look at this. Diego doesn't even have a mic when filmed from this angle, and then from this angle he has one, and Lupita has a mic while she's still in the crowd, like even before her solo. So you just know they were like, okay guys, quiet on set and action. And Diego was like, hold on guys, I don't have a mic. And they were like, no time now, Diego. Do you not see the camera rolling? We can't press pause right now, or God forbid delete the footage. Just like clap or something. We'll give you a mic next time, don't worry. I mean, besides, did you forget how much drama we stirred up before this performance? Did you forget that Mia made Giovanni date Selena out of pity, and Selena found out about it last minute, and because of that you're now just missing one band member, but you replace it with Mia, who definitely has a plan to take over the band? Kids will be too invested in the drama, they won't even notice you're missing a mic. I noticed, bitches. What you gonna do now? Give me a free ticket to your concert in December, please. Did you know they're having a reunion in December? This is a real thing. They're having an online concert in December, but honestly, Miguel won't be there, so I don't have any reason to be there either. So these were the 3 most important storylines in this 3rd of the season, but because, as I said, this DVD is chopped up and a lot of the scenes are missing, I would often just get a very random scene that has no relevance to anything happening in the story, and I shit you not, it is the funniest thing ever. Like, it literally makes no no sense. And the last scene I'm gonna talk about is my personal favorite. There was this part with this Joaquin guy who like hooked up with every girl in the school, which honestly you can tell that he's a fuckboy just by the way he like stands. But apparently none of the girls knew he was a player, and then like yeah, he played both Mia and Roberta. That gave Roberta a reason to mess with Mia a little bit and like do a little prank. Except Roberta, being a psychopath that she is, didn't just like spill some Red Bull of copyright-free Red Bull over Mia's hair like the first time they met. She made it seem like Mia's dad was dead.
O sea que venían del aeropuerto. ¿Y estás segura que decían Colucci? ¿Pero cuál de los dos es? ¿El que está en el hospital o el que murió decapitado?
And then surprisingly, when she found out, Mia freaked out. Such a drama queen, am I right? And this DVD ends with the two of them having a boxing match in the middle of the school backyard, which apparently none of the authority figures of the school found out about. Make it make sense, please. When I was watching this shit show, a TV show as a 10-year-old, I thought I was watching a cinematic masterpiece. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to be alive in the era of a cultural reset in cinematography. Like, I seriously thought that this show will change the world. And you know what? I was right. It's so dumb that it's good. Like after a while you just kind of become numb to this feeling of confusion that you're experiencing throughout the show, that you just kind of start to enjoy it. And that would be the end of the first DVD of season 1. What the fuck? I have no conclusion for what I just watched, but if you want more of Rebelde, I mean, I'm ready. You know, I got 2 more DVDs for season 1, and then for like the next seasons I just have a lot of experience in online piracy, so I'll make it work, allegedly. I still haven't seen the cult part, which was a big chunk of the show. I remember that. There's also another school trip. I think they went to like Canada or something. That was weird. Their first performance, oh, like the episode of their first TV performance, they like kidnap the host of the show and they meet Lenny Kravitz. So I can definitely make a part 2 if you're interested, but until then, I'm gonna go take a nap. This was a podcast.